Here's a Realistic STA-720 AM/FM stereo receiver. Realistic made these for many years, but because of the date code on the back, it says 1997. So I'm gonna guess this was made in 1997 is when this came from. This one has a digital tuner. It's actually just a rotary encoder. There's no dial bars or anything. A very unusual volume potentiometer with a balance control mounted onto the potentiometer. Here's the buttons for the inputs. So loudness button and the mono button, which is pretty cool. It actually pulls the two channels together, and so it sounds like it's coming through the center, which is pretty cool. Has a tape monitor input. It also has bass and treble controls and a speaker input. It's also got a power button. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go a quick little demonstration. Can't do it too loud, but
From his album Wanted on Voyage.
It does do FM stereo. The bass and treble controls are very large, as well as the volume control. It's one of those volume controls that clicks on each dot. So if you look on each dot, it clicks on every single dot, and the balance control is kind of odd. But yeah, you can see the tuner is digital. There's the signal level indicator, stereo, and then your station that you tune to. I'm not sure how much watts this receiver is rated at per channel, but it actually, yeah, I can't turn the bass up too much, but here's the headphone output, which is 1/4 inch. Not sure how many watts per channel it is, but I know it's enough to max out these Cerwin Vega speakers here. That will be an upcoming video soon, because they're awesome. They're perfect demonstrating speakers. Yeah, this one has a few bad caps in it, so I need to replace the capacitors. It won't pick up any station past 92.9. It'll make that noise. And besides having a view, yeah, it has a lot of bad capacitors in it, so I'm gonna recap the entire thing, clean up the volume pots. I've noticed this treble knob. There's capacitors on here, and it will occasionally pop and crack. Let me show you. So. This one, unfortunately, isn't the fancier model with the VU meters. This one is the analog model. A fair amount of cooling vents on the top. And it actually does have, you can connect 4 speakers to this. So A or B, but I don't want to press the B because there's going to be audio playing through the B circuit and it's going to blow the transistors. But this does use little white block transistors in it, which do have a somewhat good sound quality. And this loudness switch does work. It actually boosts the bass and the treble. Which is pretty neat. It's kind of like the STC feature used in a lot of Onkyo stereo receivers. They use like the older ones use the STC. This is the Realistic one. And now we'll take a look at the back. I can't turn around, this is my desk, but there's the antenna for AM and FM. I like how they include an antenna, and they also give you a connection to connect an external antenna. So the phono aux output, tape in, tape out, and the phono ground for the grounding for the phono input. Here's the speaker outputs. The speakers are rated for the speakers on this are rated for 4 to 16 ohms A or B circuit, or 8 to 16 ohms if A and B circuits are turned on. So anything below 4 ohms on if A or B is turned on will blow the amplifier chip. If A and B are turned on, you're using 4 ohm speakers then, or speakers less than 8 ohms, because 6 ohm speakers exist. Or also blow the transistors as well. It does have a good sound quality. Now, one thing that I'm a bit concerned about with this is testing small speakers on this. Now, you can, and I need to take my covers off for this. And, okay, I'm going to turn the receiver on. See that? I'll wait a few seconds. This amplifier sends out some DC through the speaker outputs when you turn the power on and off, although when you turn it on and off and continuously, it will get quieter, but once you turn it on, like you wait for a few hours, then you turn it on, the speaker will go pop. There'll be DC through the speaker, and that's going to be a problem, especially when testing small speakers. Like the minute you turn on that power, the DC is going to be coming through the speaker, and it's probably going to smoke out the speaker. Like this one, I hook it up to the amplifier, and it already bottoms out. Like it was like beep, and it makes a popping noise. But that's my only concern with it, and I'm afraid if you have like a small speaker, like a headphone speaker or something, then it's definitely gonna pop that speaker when you turn the power on. It's gonna it'll be fried. Or maybe it won't, but yeah, I can see the tuner is very accurate for being a modern digital tuner. It's got this excellent metal casing, and I really like that. It's not exactly in mint condition. There's a few scratches on the top. There's a few scratches on the top. Let's do an AM scan on this receiver real quick. Starting at... We're going to start around 5 something. I'm not sure. 510. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set the iPod down. I'm filming with an iPod. I don't have my camcorder. I usually film with my Sony mini DV camcorder, or not mini DV, but micro SD card camcorder. But because I don't have that, I have to film with my iPod. So, but it makes no difference. Still records in HD. But I'm gonna set this down real quick. Let's do a scan of the AM side.
Those ain't looking for trouble.
Oh, we
We've been causing trouble all over town.
Like smoking in public and littering.
Backups and website updates. Only Verizon Files comes with Speed Match.
I just thought that Bill was getting emotional for. In prison if convicted. 35%.
So, it's the first time I've ever heard music on AM. It's the first time I've ever heard music on AM and never heard music on AM before. It might use some kind of like tuning capacitor inside to find all the stations. 680, that's the maximum frequency response, is 510 to 1680 for FM side. It goes up to 109.5 for 87.5 for the FM side.
Support for NPR comes from NPR member stations and from Jeffrey Kenner, in appreciation of NPR's international correspondents, who take great risks to keep listeners informed.
Let me show you what this mono
from
switch
Unisys
does.
Corporation, maker of Unisys Stealth cybersecurity solutions.
So, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and see that the stereo indicator light comes off whenever you hit this mono switch. So I'm hitting the mono switch and it comes off. The aux input actually works really well, and so does the phono. The tape monitor also works really well because we used to have this receiver in our living room before we moved the Onkyo up into our living room. So it's
He spent his entire
it actually puts a lot more bass than it should be, because it's a I'm not sure what wattage the wattage rating of this receiver, but it does have a very good sound quality. I can see how they're clicky knobs instead of regular potentiometers. So actually on each dot it'll click. So I can give a little demonstration here. So you can see how it clicks on every dot. There goes the mono thing. I don't plan on using both circuits, but alright, let's go ahead and shut this thing off for now. And thanks for watching. That's my review of the Realistic STA-720 stereo receiver from 1997.